Ready for some unequivocally, unadulterated, straight-up good news? Ready? The United States set a new record today for the number of vaccine doses administered in one day. According to the White House, just under 3.4 million vaccine doses made it into arms yesterday. That means we vaccinated 1% of the whole U.S. population yesterday in one day. If that kind of pace keeps up, the U.S. will have no problem meeting or exceeding President Biden's newly announced goal of 200 million vaccinations in his first 100 days in office. And here's the thing that I feel like isn't getting enough attention. We can actually see the effects of the vaccines, not just in the, anecdotal happiness it's bringing to millions of Americans as they get protected against this virus and people being able to hug their grandparents and their grandkids again and all that stuff. There are tangible on-the-ground effects that we can see about what's happening because of the vaccine rollout. The data showing us that COVID deaths are plummeting among the populations that have been the most vaccinated so far. I don't know why this isn't getting more attention. It's stunning. This is a chart from the CDC. COVID deaths over time broken down by age. Different lines are different age groups, right? So the one at the top, the dark one, the kind of wine-colored one, 80 people are 80 years old and older. The dotted line below that, people aged 65 to 79, and then younger age groups below that. 71% of Americans over the age of 65 have received at least one shot at this point. So these are the older age groups that have received the most vaccinations per capita. And this is deaths over time. You can see that the last peak of deaths was at the beginning of January. At that time, for Americans aged 65 to 79, there were 16 deaths for every 100,000 Americans. For Americans over the age of 80, for every 100,000 of them, there were 62 deaths. The death rates were really, really high. But look at what's happened since then. Look at how those two lines have just fallen off a cliff in the 3 months since then. The number of deaths per 100,000 Americans in both of those older age groups is now less than one. Less than one. It's gone from 16 deaths per 100,000 and 62 deaths per 100,000 in those two different age groups to less than one per 100,000 in both. That is vaccinations at work. Look at that. That said, the news is not great among our unvaccinated population. The number of people getting newly infected each day in the country is still massive, and now it's even rising again, even with the number of people who we've got vaccinated. CDC director said this morning that right now the country is averaging about 57,000 new cases per day. That's up 7% from last week. With all those people vaccinated, cases are rising in at least 20 states. Take the state of Michigan, for example. Michigan says that COVID hospitalizations are surging among younger people, among the least vaccinated populations, younger people. Hospitalizations in March in Michigan were up 800% among people in their 40s. Among people in their 30s, hospitalizations up more than 600%. Hospitals in Michigan are filling up with COVID patients again, but this time it is younger patients because it's older people who are more likely to have been vaccinated. So the Biden administration's vaccine rollout keeps getting bigger and faster. It's already got more than 2/3 of Americans over the age of 65 having at least one shot. That is paying dividends already in lives saved. But they really are in a race against a virus that is right now spreading like wildfire among the unvaccinated population in this country, which is still the majority of the population. Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.